up. Meanwhile, we're going to take a look at how international papers and social media are reacting to all of this referendum vote and fallout. And for that, I'm joined here in the studio by our Florence Vilmino.
Hi, Molly.
Flo, quite a day. What do you got for us?
Well, as you can imagine, opinions are widely divided depending on which team you were backing. Papers that, of course, backed the Leave campaign are popping champagne this morning. Check out the front page of The Sun here. See EU later. So a little pun there on the front page. Let's take a look here. The front page of you can see they didn't actually take a position on the referendum. They're much more sober here. Out, one word, global shock as Britain quits the EU. And if we take a look at the front page here of the Daily Mirror, they actually backed the Remain campaign. You can see here, we're out. The Daily Record also backed the Remain campaign. You can see here they're very alarmed today. Be afraid. Be very afraid. We are on our way out. This photo here of Boris Johnson looking quite spooky, it must be said. You can feel a certain amount of real shock, though. You know, people went to bed thinking that it was going to go one way. They woke up a different way. We have woken up to a different country, says Jonathan Friedland in The Guardian here. Britain has changed in a way that makes the heart sink. Now, a lot of people have taken to social media, of course, to express their emotions. This is a meme, that a GIF rather, that's been going around quite viral. You can see waking up to the Brexit and this guy saying, "What?"
Yes, indeed. I do think that reflects a lot of people's opinions. Sorry, it just made me laugh there. That face. Now, of course, one person who's not laughing is Prime Minister David Cameron. This has been quite a day, as he has announced he plans on stepping down in the coming months. It's yet to be exactly defined as to what role he will play in negotiating the UK's exit from the EU.
That's right. Now, he's drawing a lot of criticism today. A lot of people say that this whole thing is his fault. This is actually the front page of a Swedish paper, but it really struck me. It's quite telling as to what a lot of people think about him. Over and out, and you can see the letters there, E and U, are coming out here. Now, once again, let's take a look at the Daily Mail here, also focusing on how David Cameron here, well, he has decided to step down. Cameron quits. You can see him there talking in front of 10 Downing Street. On social media, once again, people lashing out. You can see Jamie Ross here. He's actually the correspondent for BuzzFeed in Scotland. If you've ever had a bad day at work, remember you're not David Cameron and you didn't unintentionally lead the UK out of the EU. And once again, GIFs are really popular today. You can see people here channeling the whole Game of Thrones thing. David Cameron right now, my watch is over.
Indeed, I don't believe he did expect this to be the outcome when he first called for this EU referendum. That, of course, to appease the members on the right side of his Conservative Party. Now, that being said, celebrations, of course, are taking place. We saw a triumphant Nigel Farage speaking earlier today. This after, once again, he first conceded defeat or hinted that it looks like the Leave campaign would indeed lose. That was late last evening. Of course, he made a triumphant statement declaring that the 23rd of June be the new Independence Day.
That's right, and he has been tweeting up a storm, it must be said. This is one of his latest tweets here. We've left behind a failed political union. We can now rejoin the world as an independent, self-governing nation. Now, he gave, as you said, that speech really early on, right around 4 o'clock in the morning, saying, you know, this was going to be a new Independence Day. He also said that the Brexit had been won without a single bullet being fired. And this comment has drawn him a whole lot of criticism, particularly in the wake of the fatal shooting of the MP Joe Cox. This is what one woman tweeted today. "We have become disgusting." So you can see here people not quite liking that comment he made.
No, indeed. And let's look now, Flo, at some reaction outside of the United Kingdom. People around the world.
Pouring out. There's so many reactions. I just pulled out a selection, but really you could spend all day on Twitter. Look at Edward Snowden. He reacted quite a philosophical way. No matter what the outcome is, this poll demonstrates how quickly half of any population can be convinced to vote against the other half. So it's quite a lesson. You've also got the German foreign minister. He's saying, you know, this is truly sobering. This is a sad day for Europe. So a lot of people are upset about it. Some people love the result, though. As you can imagine, imagine other Eurosceptic parties. You can see here Geert Wilders, of course, from the Netherlands, the Freedom Party. Congratulations, Britain. And he actually went on to tweet, now it's our turn. It's time for a Dutch referendum. Bye-bye EU. And here in France, of course, Marine Le Pen, the far-right National Front Party, they're also celebrating today. You can check it out. Marine Le Pen, this is a victory for freedom. And check it out. She actually changed her profile picture and put the British flag. So it's quite telling there. Her niece, Marion Maréchal Le Pen, followed her lead, saying, from the Brexit, we're going to have the Frexit now. It's time to have a referendum on whether we should remain in the European Union. So Brexit, Frexit, people are wondering, is this going to have some sort of a domino effect? This guy is going with the puns. You'll have the Grexit, the Departugal, the Italeave, the checkout. So you can see a long list here of potential other referendums.
A very creative list.
Very
yes. Cynical and creative, though. So
exactly, simple and creative. But a lot of other people are wondering, okay, we're talking about Europe, but could this perhaps, this kind of trend, continue elsewhere? Is this the future? So you can see here, of course, you have Donald Trump, you have Vladimir Putin. It's pretty scary stuff. Now, there has been some lightness going on around social media, it must be said. If we take a look at Lindsay Lohan, the American actress, it's really interesting. She has been tweeting, she tweeted all night about the referendum, really getting into it, particularly the pound. Good luck with the pound. It will take you about 15 years to get it back up. So going into some financial analysis
Interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay, she was
really into it.
Okay.
And Ronan Farrow, you might be familiar with him. He's a journalist, actually, for NBC. He's also Woody Allen's son. And he is here saying, the Brexit actually happened because Lindsay Lohan went to bed. It's probably not her fault, but people are trying to find a little humor where they can get it.
All right.